Hey everyone, this is Dave with 15 for Coffee Business English. For anyone out there using or learning English to make more money, find better career opportunities, and access bigger markets, English is used in 50 to 70% of business around the world. 52% of the internet is in English, including social media markets, which is huge, and remote job opportunities and job boards. All sorts of places to sell your services if you're a digital creator or you have the ability to work anywhere, which is also a really good possibility since COVID really opened up the idea of remote working. Even LinkedIn is saying that by 2035, 9 to 5 jobs will be completely gone. That's their prediction. So interesting news that's coming out, but there's such opportunity for anyone that wants to access more markets that maybe you're a Spanish speaker, French, Japanese, Korean, Russian, Ukrainian, Polish, anywhere you're at in the world. If you can add English to your repertoire, or maybe you already speak English, you can find so many more opportunities to use that. And what we're here to do, today is, if you already have an English skill or you're learning English, is so that you are more effective with what you have right now. Okay. So that even though you might not be an advanced speaker, you could still outperform a native English speaker in a job interview. You don't need to be the best speaker. You don't need to have the best accent to get the best job. That's not how it works. People hire people they like. They hire people that have the same vision of the future, that have the same drive, that have the credentials. That's who they hire. And that doesn't matter what level language you have, okay? So remember that. This is so that you can get more out of what you have and more out of what you're going to create for yourself, okay? What we're going to talk about today is features and benefits. This is really important, especially if you're trying to persuade or influence other people to take a specific action that often will involve money, like a sale, or you're looking for support on projects in your company. You're going to want to appeal and understand to the features and benefits of the project. More importantly, to really know the difference between the two, and that the one you want to focus on isn't probably the one you think. And we're going to get into that a little bit more later. Before we get into the specifics on features and benefits so that you can have more sales and have more influence, is I want to remind you of your superpowers: empathy, curiosity, and great questions. Empathy, to really put yourself in other people's shoes. Curiosity, to wonder, to think like they would think and wonder the things that they might wonder in their situation. And then, how do I ask questions that help me understand this better? You're also here because you have a high income skill. You also have a language skill in English, and that is going to give you success. And I think you already know that. That's why you're here. And that's why you want to make the most out of it. Okay? So let's get into a really important psychological factor with features and benefits. And that's really about human nature. And if you can understand, and influence is all about human nature. It's about understanding how do we think so that we can connect with people. And it's not about manipulation. It's about really understanding people on what they think, how they feel, what they need, what they've been through, and what their vision of the future looks like. That's what really matters, is understanding that. And that comes from empathy, curiosity, and great questions. We need to understand that emotion comes before logic. Okay? We literally process information through the part of our brain that processes emotion first. When we need to process it further and think about it and find an answer, that's a different part of our brain, and that's the logical part. The common mistake a lot of people make is they're so focused on the logic that they scratch their head and go, well, I don't get it. everything makes sense, right? But for the client or for your audience, something doesn't feel right. And that's because they're not having the right emotional response to your, I don't want to say argument, but to your case, to your presentation, to your idea. Because we have an emotional, we process things emotionally first and logically second. It's kind of like the logic is there to reinforce the idea. We might buy something emotionally, but we might find something logical about it that helps us explain it or justify our purchase or our decision. So remember, we as humans are emotional first, logical second. I don't care who you are. If you think that you're not and you're super logical, well, maybe you are more logical than others, but you're a human being, and maybe your logic comes from the desire to be seen as an expert. Maybe your logic comes from being looked at in a certain way, or having this internal counter, if you will, of a great record. Oh, I know that that's how you justify your value in life. Anyway, we're all emotional. So the features, let's break it down to each part, and then we'll talk about how to apply this in a business situation. So the feature are the facts, the functions, the technical, and the parts. It's like we'll use a car as an example. It's the tires, it's the motor, it's the gas mileage, it's the where can the car go? Is it built for the highway? Is it built for off-roading? Can it do both? Is it built to carry things? Is it built to carry people? What are the features of the vehicle itself? And then we have what is the benefit. And the benefit is really the results. It's the real life impact. It's the change. I have result there twice. So the benefit is what it does for you. There's a saying in the US we use, I don't know if they use it other places, but you don't sell the steak, you sell the sizzle. You sell the smell, right? You sell what you get from it. You sell what it does for you. You sell where it takes you, what it validates for you. The car. Are we buying the car so people see us in the car? Maybe a little bit. Or are we buying the car because we need a new car and this is the best car for what we need it for, and that's all I care about? So that's the difference, right? Which one do you think is more focused on logic and which one's more focused on emotion? Okay, feature is more the logical part and the benefit is more the emotional part. So we want to get into the benefits and we want to talk about, what is it going to do for you? Okay, and then what does that do for you? So we want to go a little bit further with our audience to understand what they need, what they want, and to go further and say, okay, you want this result. Why? Why do you want this? What is that going to do for you once that happens? Okay, so if you walk in and you're totally focused on the features and you're not focusing on the benefits for the customer or your audience, you're going to be appealing to the wrong part of the human mind to make the sale or to get their buy-in or their influence with you. So what do? What's the solution, right? Well, the real solution is to lead with benefits. Lead with the things that they want emotionally. Lead what it does for them. But how do you do that? How do you lead if someone walks into a car dealership? How do you lead with the benefits? You don't really know, right? You have to have a conversation with them. And that's where the questions come in. That's where the curiosity comes in. And so you want to ask questions around what they're looking for, what they need it for. And what most people will do is they'll get an answer, and the first thing they do is they'll go, oh, you need this. No, you want to go deeper, a little deeper. Oh, we're in here for a car. Okay, great. What do you guys need it for? We just had kids. Okay, cool. And then, oh, congratulations. Where are you guys planning on using the vehicle at? Like, what are you guys doing? Are you guys doing sports? Are you guys going to school? Are you sending them to school? Do you have nanny? What's kind of your usage of the car? So I'm having this conversation with the people about the vehicle, I'm having it about their family, but I'm also having it about how are they going to use the vehicle. Oh, you guys are going to play football. Oh, cool. I love that. That's awesome. Did you used to play? Yeah, I did used to play. I played in college, actually. Oh, wow. That's awesome. So you guys are going to be taking them to football practice, and you guys are going to be doing some other events. Probably, you guys plan on doing any road trips? Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like you guys might be looking for a vehicle that offers these types of things. Yes. Okay, cool. And when are you guys looking at, when do you guys want the vehicle by? So I'm uncovering the benefits that they want by asking really good questions, but I'm not talking about, do you know what kind of tires you want? Do you know what kind of this you want? No, that's not, we're not quite there yet. I want to talk about what the vehicle is going to do for them, what they need it for. Those are the things I want to lead with. And from there I can also build rapport and relationship. Oh, I also played football, or I never did, I always wanted to. That's so cool that you were able to do that. Do you miss it? It's okay, blah blah blah. Okay, back to your car. I know you guys are probably busy. What does your time frame look like? When do you guys want to be in a vehicle, and what would make the best situation for you? Oh, it's probably going to be in the next couple weeks, and we're looking at spending about this much money. Okay, very cool. Well, if you're open to it, I have a pretty good idea of what you're looking for. Let me run this by you and see if we're on the right track. And then I go back through and I summarize all the things that they want the car for and what's important to them. And I say it back to them in a way that, hey, does that sound right? What do you think about that? Did I miss something? Is that where we're going with this? And they're going to give me more feedback. They're basically going to tell me everything I need to know in order to sell them the car. Okay, so this is why it's important to go into a conversation understanding the difference between benefits and features. Don't go in there and just rail off why your product's the best and what your product does. No one cares. You need to understand what's important to your audience, and then once you make that connection and once you understand them and they feel heard, then you can come in and provide them with more specific solutions and use those features to back up the benefits that you're going to say back to them, use their words back to them again. So you can use this in any example. I don't know why I picked cars. I think it's the easiest one. It came to mind. For me growing up, I always had a negative version or a negative outlook on sales because I always thought of the pushy car salesman, the guy, and I don't know if that was from personal experience or just like TV or movies or something, but it does make sense. So remember, use your empathy, your curiosity, and this doesn't matter what level language you have. People don't buy from you again because you have the best, you say the best things. It's because you understand them. It's because you understand what they need, and you're able to create a relationship with them in a really quick amount of time. So they're going to trust you more than the other person. They're going to feel more understood by you than other people. And if you have the right products and you have a good service, they're going to buy from you because they're going to want to buy from you. Okay. So again, features and benefits, super important. Remember, emotion first, logic second. The beginning of your interaction should have really good energy, and you should have some really good questions prepared, especially if you're doing business English and this is a second language and you're nervous and you feel like you just can't really, it doesn't translate for you. Follow this process, and I guarantee you it's going to make you feel more comfortable, and you're going to have a mentality that 99% of salespeople and professionals just don't understand this part, and it causes a lot of frustration. But once you figure it out, you're going to have a lot more fun in your conversations. You're going to create a lot stronger relationships, and you're going to be able to back it up and explain it in a really professional way that's super convincing. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you guys and gals and everyone out there. Best of luck to you. You have a vision. You have the drive. I believe in you, and I'm here to support any non-native English speaker who's using English to put their lives in a better situation and make more money. So let's get after it, and I'll talk to you guys later.